Gallino making a deal with Cami and M-Tex, yet insisting he only wants to work with Tommy, is one of the most revealing moments in Landman Season 2. On the surface, it looks like a power move, but when you take a closer look, it says a lot about who Gallino respects and who he doesn't trust. Cami and the M-Tex leadership might have the money and corporate authority, but Gallino isn't the kind of man who's impressed by titles. He makes decisions based on instincts and on the people who show him honesty, even when that honesty is rough around the edges. And that's exactly what Tommy brings to the table. From the beginning, Gallino has been portrayed as someone who reads people incredibly well. He sees through the politics, the marketing, and the corporate polish. When he looks at Cami, he sees someone smart but still constrained by the expectations and image of M-Tex. When he looks at Tommy, he sees a man who's lived the life, made mistakes, survived, and kept his word. To Gallino, that matters more than any boardroom agreement. So even though he signs a deal with M-Tex on paper, it's clear he values Tommy's judgment and loyalty far more than the company's promises. Another part of this is trust. Gallino doesn't trust easily, and he definitely doesn't trust corporations with histories of cutting corners or hiding their messes. M-Tex, whether they admit it or not, carries that reputation. And Cami, despite being ambitious and talented, is still tied to a system Gallino doesn't fully believe in. Tommy, on the other hand, has nothing to hide. He's made his mistakes out loud. He's been honest even when it cost him. That level of transparency, even if chaotic, feels safer to Gallino than any polished corporate pitch. There's also the emotional side to consider. Gallino sees Tommy as someone he can actually connect with. Their conversations aren't filtered, and neither one of them pretends to be someone they're not. There's a mutual respect there, not because of business, but because of the lives they've lived and the scrapes they've both crawled out of. When Gallino says he only wants to work with Tommy, he's really saying he wants to work with someone who won't betray him the moment things get difficult. He's choosing the man, not the company. Of course, this puts Cami in a tough spot. She's fighting to be taken seriously inside M-Tex, and now here's Gallino, the biggest wild card in the region, basically telling her she's not the person he trusts. It's not that he dislikes her, it's that she represents a world he doesn't trust. And while she understands the business side of things, she hasn't earned the emotional equity with Gallino that Tommy has. This dynamic also creates tension inside M-Tex because now Cami is forced to work around Tommy, even though Gallino technically made the deal with her and the company. From M-Tex's perspective, Gallino's insistence on Tommy is frustrating, maybe even insulting. But from Gallino's point of view, it's simple. Tommy is the only one who won't play games with him. And in the world Gallino operates in, one built on underground deals, shifting alliances, and dangerous stakes, loyalty is worth more than any legally binding agreement. This sets up a fascinating situation going forward. Tommy now becomes the bridge between Gallino and M-Tex, whether he wants to be or not. He's in the middle, with one side respecting him and the other side depending on him. And that's going to create pressure. If things go wrong, and in Landman they usually do, Tommy could be the one blamed by both sides. Gallino will feel betrayed if M-Tex tries something behind his back. M-Tex will blame Tommy if Gallino pushes back or changes the terms. It's a setup that could easily explode. But for now, Gallino's decision shows something important. He believes Tommy is the only honest player in a world full of hidden agendas. And whether Tommy likes it or not, that puts him in a position of influence he's never had before.